This game can be played by 2 to 4 players. A carom board, 9 white discs, 9 black discs, a red disc named Queen, a white striker. It is a square wooden board, a circular hole in each corner with a net to catch the discs, a center circle, an outer circle. The discs called Carrom are arranged inside the outer circle. There are base lines on all sides, circles at the end of every base line. This board has 4 diagonal arrow lines pointing towards holes. The diagonal lines are the foul line. The striker cannot touch the diagonal arrow line while striking. Also, the player cannot cross the line while striking. The base objective of this game is to use the striker with a finger flick to drive the Carrom into any corner pocket. The win is to pocket one's all Carrom plus Queen before the opponent. At the center of the carom board, the Queen is placed with 6 pieces encircling the Queen in alternate color order. On the outer side of the circle, the remaining 12 pieces are placed again in alternate color order. The pattern should be made such that the white pieces form a Y with the Queen as the center and the 2 upper segments directing to the pockets. You could toss a coin. Player's wrist or arm can touch the carom board and not any other part of the body or hand. A player can strike with the striker using the index, middle finger or by both these fingers of either of his 2 hands. The thumb can be used for backward shots, or the player can make use of rebound shots to strike the pieces touching the player's baseline. When a player commits a foul, the turn comes to an end immediately and a penalty is incurred. The penalty is that one pocketed piece is returned to the board or by the opponent anywhere within the main circle. If the striker is pocketed, if a player pockets the Queen in first strike, if a player pockets the striker with his piece, any piece leaves the board. If a player pockets Queen and an opponent's pieces, then Queen and a penalty piece will return to the center, but opponent pieces pocketed in the same strike remain pocketed. A player pockets his or her final piece before the Queen has been covered. A player pockets the final opponent's piece, then opponent's piece and a penalty piece will return to the center. If your striker only touches opponent's Carrom, then there will be a foul. You need to touch at least one of your Carrom or the Queen. When a penalty is incurred but no pocketed pieces exist to return, the penalty is owed until a piece becomes available. If the opponent forgets to do this before the start of the next turn, any owed penalties are lost. Player pushed striker to hit the Carrom. A player's arm crosses the diagonal foul line on the board. If a player fails to break correctly on their 3 attempts, a player touches any piece in play other than the striker. One player or team takes all 9 black pieces and other takes all 9 white pieces. The striker should be placed on the baseline such way that it should touch both the lines or placed on the red circle at the end of the baselines or not touch it at all. A player strikes at the circular pattern of Carrom with the striker and the game begins. Each player has to strike only pieces of one single color throughout the game and pocket them as early as possible with a single chance in a round. After pocket a piece, the player gets another consecutive chance. A player may only pocket and cover the Queen if that player has already pocketed at least one piece of that player's color. Once the Queen is pocketed, the respective player should immediately pocket one of his Carrom to cover the Queen. Failing to do so, the Queen is put back on the board on the center spot. If a player pockets the Queen and one of her own pieces in the same turn, this counts and that player has covered the Queen. The winner scores 1 point for each opponent's piece left on the board. The player who correctly covered the Queen gains an additional 5 points. Games are played to a total of 29 points or 8 boards, whichever comes first.